Hello everyone. Welcome to Story Recaps. Today I am going to explain 2010 comedy drama movie, Gulliver's Travels. Spoilers alert. I hope you like it. A boy named Gulliver appears as the movie starts. He always kept himself satisfied. Gulliver works as a mailboy in a company. One day, Gulliver is interviewing a boy. He also asked that boy some informal questions. But then we got to know that the boy has already been hired. Then Gulliver takes that boy for the office visit. There is also a girl named Darcy. And Gulliver also introduces that new employee to Darcy. That employee gets the point after observing both of them, that Gulliver likes that girl. But Gulliver does not have the courage to talk with that girl. Then the new employee and Gulliver are moving through an elevator. At the same time, Darcy also comes there. Then the hired employee goes, leaving both of them alone. So they may understand each other while talking. But nothing happened. In the coming day, Gulliver is shown enjoying in the office. Meanwhile, the hired employee reaches there. He tells Gulliver, "Do you know that I have been promoted? I am your head now on." Then that hired employee also says to Gulliver, that it is your nature which did not let you to be promoted till now. So you should change your nature. Darcy has no feelings for you till now because of your nature. Hearing it, Gulliver is a bit worried. Afterwards, he moves to the office of Darcy. Going there, he picks up a travel information form. Darcy asks him, "Do you like traveling?" Gulliver says on it, "Yes. A lot." He tells her that I have traveled to New York, England and even India. Knowing it, Darcy feels good. Then she says to Gulliver, "You must write down about your visited places. Please will love to read about it." But when Gulliver starts writing, then he is confused thinking what he should write. Because Gulliver had told a lie to impress Darcy. In fact, he traveled nowhere. Then he copied a report from the different articles and texts on the internet. Witnessing it, Darcy is impressed while feeling pleasure. Then Darcy says to him, "You must write something, visiting Bermuda Triangle." She offers him a project on Bermuda Triangle for his new start. The next day, Gulliver travels to Bermuda Triangle, where the captain of the boat leads him to the boat. And he instructs him to sail the boat. That you have to sail, tracing the red track. Then you will reach Bermuda Triangle. And press this button oppositely when you wish to return back. Gulliver says on it, "It is not a big deal for me. Behold. I will accomplish it easily." After this, Gulliver travels to Bermuda Triangle. He falls asleep during the voyage. And his boat is caught in the sea storm. In the next scene, when he opens his eyes, he is left shocked witnessing some facts. Because many people were standing on his body. And they had tied him up with the ropes. And they were the tiny creature who had climbed him up. They called themselves Lilliputians. They had also built a bridge on Gulliver. And those Lilliputians were taking Gulliver as a giant, who will kill them and eat them. There was also a general of the army among them. Then Gulliver tries to stand up to get freedom. But those Lilliputians start to pull him again. And Gulliver falls down again. And a tiny soldier comes under the burden of Gulliver. Now those tiny soldiers are taking him to their king while pulling him. Everyone in the city is surprised after seeing huge-size Gulliver. Gulliver says to their king, "Neither I am a giant nor a demon. I am rather an ordinary human being. And tell me, which place is this?" Because Gulliver was not believing in his eyes till now. Then those tiny soldiers imprison Gulliver at a place. Gulliver meets another prisoner named Horatio there. But Horatio was unlike Gulliver, but he was rather tiny like them. Gulliver asks Horatio, "Why are you here?" Horatio replies, "I have affection for princesses. So the princess fiancé general has imprisoned me for this reason." Meanwhile, the general approaches there. Gulliver says to General, "You are a stupid person." General asks him, "What is the meaning of stupid?" Gulliver says that the meaning of stupid is the audacious person. Afterwards, General begins to call himself stupid. One day, General sets Gulliver with a cart and rides on it. But their region is attacked by another rival kingdom. Moreover, they also tried to abduct the princess. Horatio comes to Gulliver and requests him to save princess. And Gulliver rescues the princess. But the entire palace was set on fire. The people are frightened. They begin to run to and fro. Gulliver tells them, "Listen. There is no tension behind it. I will blow out the fire." Then Gulliver pees on it and extinguishes the fire. Meanwhile, General is also wet. Being furious, the general leaves from there. Witnessing it, the king pleases Gulliver. And he invites him to a feast. Gulliver says on it, "I will be there for a feast on condition that Horatio should be released." And the king agrees with Gulliver. Then Horatio is released. In the next scene, Gulliver is dining with the king and all people from the kingdom. Then the king asks Gulliver, "Have you come from the river?" Gulliver says, "No. I have come from New York." Then all begin to think that he is the president of New York. Knowing it, Gulliver starts boasting there. He tells them that, how he rescued the inhabitants of New York along with that city. And now he is the mighty and wise president of New York. Then the king assures him that we will soon search out your boat. King builds a grand house for Gulliver, so Gulliver may lead a normal life there. They also started bonding well with him. They build a seat in the theater for Gulliver and he can be seen enjoying with all the people. Then it is seen that Gulliver and Horatio are talking about how the princess may be impressed. Horatio carries out what Gulliver tells him with the passage of time. And Gulliver also makes Horatio act foolishly as he himself continues to do it. In spite of this, the princess impresses from Horatio. At the same night, Horatio searches out the boat of Gulliver, because the general wanted to release Gulliver from that place. The boat is damaged badly, but the army ensures to rebuild it. Gulliver is also able to get his cell phone in the boat. There is a notification of Darcy's voice message. Gulliver begins to listen to it. Darcy has conveyed a message through voicemail that I am approaching there to meet you. Then it is seen that opponents have again attacked their kingdom. Then Horatio tells Gulliver that our king has selected you as the general of our kingdom. So you have to protect our kingdom now. Then Gulliver appears to confront the opposition. He tries to explain to them, retreating back from here. But the opponents ignore Gulliver. And they begin to attack them with cannons. Gulliver does not get any harm. Then Gulliver brings their boat to the shore while pulling them. In this way, Gulliver secures their kingdom. Now that General had started to envy Gulliver too much. Then Gulliver and others are celebrating their victory. Gulliver is tagged a hero there. The whole city has hoarding of Gulliver and they are very close friends now. Moreover, he is providing with great facilities. Gulliver also starts a music band with them and they can be seen practicing together. In the next scene, Princess fights with General and breaks up with him. Being aggressive, General moves to the king of opponents. General has stolen that magazine from Gulliver's boat, which had the whole process of making a robot. Now there was a celebration in the city and everyone was enjoying there, and the general appears before Gulliver, wielding himself as a robot. Witnessing that robot, Gulliver is afraid. And that robot begins to throw him in the air. And Gulliver's reality is exposed before everyone. He tells everyone that his said words and boasting were based on lies. Then the general sends Gulliver somewhere after tying him up. Gulliver reaches a place and thinks as if he has come into his own world. But he had approached the contrasting place right now. First, he had gone to Lilliput and now he had come to Brobdingnag, where everyone was taller than him. A child has taken Gulliver as his toy doll. She feeds him, play with him and force him to live in a doll house. On the other hand, Lilliput is now under the control of the other kingdom. But then Gulliver's friend Darcy reaches there in a boat, and the army captures her like Gulliver's. So when Horatio saw it, he decided to tell Gulliver's about it. Then Gulliver meets Horatio. Horatio tells him that Darcy has come to meet you in our region. But the general has imprisoned her along with the king. And it is you who can help and free them. And Gulliver reaches the kingdom at night. Darcy is in the prison along with king and queen. Gulliver reaches there and meets Darcy. He tells her everything about Lilliput and says that he cannot leave for New York without saving it. In the coming day, a fight is held between that robot and Gulliver. Here the robot has a heavy hand over Gulliver. The robot beat Gulliver badly and he was about to die. But Horatio enters the robot and damages some of the wires of the robot. Getting a chance, Gulliver ends that robot. In this way, they win the game. Afterwards, the king consented for the marriage of Horatio and the princess. And Darcy also forgives Gulliver's mistakes. But the general captures the princess, coming there. At the same time, the princess hits a blow to him, freeing herself. Horatio feels sad because his friend Gulliver is going back to New York. Then Darcy and Gulliver came back to New York. Now he has been promoted to an editor after his successful travel stories. He meets a new joinee from mailroom and he motivates him to work hard and enjoy your work. And the movie also completes here. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more such movies explanation. And hit the like button to support our work. See you next time.